I met a gypsy.
And then originally, I was told I was going to have a 5-minute warm-up and float my doubles. And then Jay was going to go, and then I was going to go. I went in and had a meeting with him, and I said, hey, I landed on my head the other day because the jump, I got choked by an hour, and I lost my flow state. So whatever we do on the night, I'm fine, I'm happy with it. But make it very clear to me because I'm very simple, and I get clumbled up and jumbled and frustrated very easily. So then that was the original plan, and then it just, I'm like going to the guys, I'm like, hey, he's like Jayo's lined up, he's going first, and I didn't want to fuck with Jayo or like, and then they're like, oh no, he's gonna go, then you're gonna have your warm up, and then you're gonna go after, and I'm like, am I getting my warm up? And they're just like, oh, do you need a warm up? And they're like, oh, we'll page you and ask him, and they're like, I'm calling the boss, and they're like, oh yeah, no, you see, we're doing everything as you promised. It's just going to go Jay, then you warm up. So I'm like, so they were looking after me. They had it dialed. They were sorted. But
in your head,
I'm like, but yeah, it was all good. Like they knew what I needed. They had me covered. Like they're legends. But yeah, it was one of those ones. So then so I was like, oh, okay. So then Jay goes and he just stomps at first go and just like, dude. It was the sickest shit ever. Like it was so sick. And I'm just like, Jay, you boss. And then I'm like, I've turned around and walked away, and I'm just like, that was the coolest thing ever. But I just, you know what I said about the thought process. I like got to keep my thoughts there and zone in. And then I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to go out and huck it and just land it like he did. Fuck it. I'm like, no, now you're speaking with emotion. Emotion gets you nowhere, Harry. Stick to the formula. What did you train? And I just had to talk to myself like a little child. And I'm like, shut up and do your formula and do your job and do what you came here to do. So then it was like rezoning in, calm. Yep, I'm present. Okay. Like, and then I'm looking around and I'm like, all right, I'm going to come now. I'm going to get on my bike. Go to get on my bike and I look up and Joe's on top of the downy, and then he walks back down and then he's on the microphone and he's doing a speech. I'm like, fuck yeah, Joe. And then I'm just thinking, I'm going to go. And I just took my helmet off and walked out the back, took a piss. And then I come back in the stadium with my helmet and they're like, where the hell, I hear Travis talking over the microphone, where the hell did Harry go? And then I've walked back in and I'm like, oh, they want me now. Sick. Let's go.
Present.
Let's go. And I put my helmet on. That reset was like the best thing I could have done. I'm like, all right, let's go. And then come in first jump, just ride straight in, double flip first jump. But it's like floating a big double. I didn't even jump this jump to the landing. I didn't know how I was going to react. I didn't know how heavy it was going to be. First double, I came up a bit short and I'm like, wow, I need to really dump it. The gap actually ended up being bigger than I thought. And then I pinned it the second one and like found the sweet spot, and it was like such a big double. Like, and I was like, as soon as I left the lip, I'm like standing up and I'm like doing it feels like I'm doing a sit up over the handlebars, like choke there. So then that's how you find your double. And then my first triple, and then I did those two floaters and then reset, come in, then went for my first triple, and when I left the lip, it just didn't feel right. Sat in, tucked. I'm like, come on, you just got to get it around to stay, like just get it around. And I got it around, and I kind of like knew I was coming a bit under, and I don't know, my subconscious mind kind of takes over at this point. Undercooked it a bit, but I kind of like went to the side a bit. Just so like, because I knew it was going to bounce me. For some reason, I knew just to lean to the side of it and just it kind of washed out nice how it could have, best it could have went.
Yeah.
Got a scratch on my elbow. That was all I got. That was sick.
That probably helped your confidence though to like crash and be like, I'm not dead.
And that first double I did, when I landed up the top, I landed in that same pocket. So I knew I had to, because before a triple, you have to come in slow and get all the preload right.
Yeah.
But I had to like really come in and milk it and power. Had to power, like come in hotter, but try power later, but earlier still. But just came in hotter and just came in so cranky, like just with the engine and hot, like. And then actually on the run in, I looked down at my bike and it was overheating and smoke.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm not choking anymore. And I just went and I'm like, just give it everything you have. And, first triple come back and I'm trying to get my bike straight.
Yeah.
I go to my mechanic, Ratty, And he was like, I was like, hey dude, can you move the bars up? He's like, they haven't moved. They're in the same spot still. I'm like, nah, just move them up. I want them further forward. And I don't even know how I thought of doing this, but I was like, I want more leverage. I pulled and I felt like I didn't
You were like backwards a bit.
Yeah, I was
back
back a bit. And I'm like, correct.
Yeah,
and I'm like, put it up more. And we had it up like a whole, like we had it on 0 and we moved it up to like +1.
Yeah.
So we moved it up like a whole thing, and it was way like tighter, steeper. I mean, like further forward. And he's like, we've never done that on any of the training. I'm like, I don't care, just do it. And he's just like, yeah, sweet. And this is in the heat of the moment. And he's just like, yeah, sick. Cranked it. I'm like, and then he got my bars good. I got him straight. I did about 4 circles trying to visualize, and then I seen it, and I'm like, there it is. So like I visualized the scene. I'm like, let's go. Come in, and then just did everything cranky. Pulled as hard as I could at the top of the lip. And when it left the lip, I'm like, that felt slow. And I'm like, who cares? Just tuck. That's all you can do right now. Just get in and tuck. And I'm just tucking in, revving. I'm like, 1, 2. And I'm like, who cares? And I want him to look. And I'm like, who cares? Just tuck and just pull it in. And then I've come around. I'm like, oh, I haven't hit the ground yet. And I'm like, oh, sick. Just stand up and then go into the bag. And it was just like the smoothest landing I've ever had. And I'm just like, oh. And then when I landed, I spent so much time thinking of why it wasn't going to happen. When it happened, I'm like, nah, the wheel's going to fall. Something has to go wrong right now. And then I'm on the ground and I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the ground. Just throw the bike away. And I'm like, this isn't real. Yeah, it was wild.
Dude, it was so sick to see like the reaction, like how smooth you did it, and the pressure, like I guess my mind in that moment, the feeling of relief that you would have had. Like I've felt happy for you for the relief that you would have felt of it being done. Yeah. Because it's like,
it still doesn't feel like it's done. I don't know why. I have an edge of part of me that's just like, it can't be over. It's too easy if it's over. Like it can't be over. So many years, like just so much hard work or time or whatever. But yeah, it kind of doesn't feel real.
Yeah, I'll bet. Wait, pull it up. Let's watch it.
I think it's because you're so used to things going wrong and keep solving the problem.
Especially the last few months.
Well, yeah, years even. Like you trying to figure out, solve problems and things that go wrong. So when it works and everything, yeah, it's just, I guess it's also falling in love with the journey. And the truth is there is no end destination. There might be to that, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot going on.
That's definitely a bigger combo. So you're just wrapped, like wide open, throttles to the stopper there.
Yeah.
Tuck, no look.
Yeah, I had a little look there, but I was just like, just keep going.
So smooth, dude. Dude, you even like over rotated a tiny little bit, like because you had to like really straighten out for it. Yeah, that's so sick.
Yeah, it was nice.
That feeling, dude, must have just been insane. Of like, yeah, just actually getting it done and not have to go through any more of that shit.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna go through more of it. Like, yeah, I'm still pretty young. I've still got a nice little career ahead of me.
But, but like for that moment and that, like the build up that you had to go through and not knowing if it's possible, you know what I mean? Like for you, like you can, I think that's where that visualization comes in massive, is because
well, it's the Jim Carrey writing the check and believing it and seeing it and believing that it's happened, and don't be shocked when it does happen.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.